everyone. Welcome to therealstanley.com.
That's it. You give the welcome. I'll give the heavy stuff.
Okay, good. I like that.
Here we
I like
go.
that. I'm Alison Haislip. I'm going to walk you through the next 30 minutes of an awesome Q&A with Stanley.
She's walking me through it also. I don't know what to expect here. Go ahead, yes. Allison. Let him have it.
You told me the other day that you love introductions, so I'm introducing you now. Everybody, the one, the only, Stanley.
Yeah, I love introductions because usually when I'm anywhere, people say, "Oh, he's a guy who needs no introduction," and that's so frustrating. So the least you could do, give me an introduction.
There you go. You got one.
All right, so we've been introduced.
I know. I feel like we should have had music going and smoke and things like that.
Absolutely. Now, those 2 or 3 people who are out there watching us,
right?
They want to know what is it that they're about to see. Why are they tuning in?
Well, we are going to go through Q&A. You can still tweet your questions in. Just use the hashtag #TheRealStanley. We'll find them. I'll ask them to Stan. He'll hopefully answer them if he deems them worthy enough.
That's right.
But we also want you to check out the new site, which is probably all around us now. We encourage you to sign up. You can be an official Brigadier. And if you become one of these registered users today, you can get special opportunities.
Oh,
right?
wow.
You can enter contests. You can win prizes. And you get an exclusive badge that goes on your profile that you can show off to your friends that Stan gives you.
You are so lucky.
I know,
and do you
awesome.
Realize that this is a historic moment? This is the origination of what?
TheRealStanley.com.
TheRealStanley.com. You're in at the beginning.
Yes.
You'll be telling your grandchildren about this great day in years to come, right?
It's also the start of our comedy routine.
Oh, our comedy routine, yeah. Now, I only have to make sure she doesn't have more lines than I do. We're competing with each other.
You're the star, I'm the star.
And let's not forget that.
Now, the other great thing about the site is that it's a great social networking platform. You could, when you sign up, you can leave comments. You can obviously interact with other fans on the site, and you get to interact with this guy right here. This is basically your personal connection to him. So let's talk a little bit about what's on the site first, I think. Yeah?
What is on the site?
Yes.
Are you going to tell us what's on the site?
Yeah, I'll tell you, and then you can.
Because I have no idea. All I know is we have a site, we're going to have a lot of fun, and Allison is going to tell you and me what's on the site.
Yes. Now, you can probably see there's all little links around the site. There's a link called Newsflash.
Right.
And that's where there's going to be film and comic updates. That's where you're going to leave all your news.
Do brigadiers get any special dispensation here if they're...
Oh, I think that's going to be up to you.
All right, yeah.
Yeah.
If you're a POW brigadier, you're in a certain honored position, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, definitely.
Go get him, Allison.
Then there's also the comics section, which is going to be your recommendations on what comics you guys should be reading, and who better to take recommendations from.
No, there's nobody better. And of course, the ones I'm going to recommend are all my own books.
Exactly.
Not that I'm not impartial. Don't get the feeling that I'm not, but somehow I favor my own stuff.
Because they're obviously the better ones.
Of course.
And then there's also a section called Fearless Folks, which is where you're going to post your everyday heroes. So people can get more information on that.
People are going to be fighting to get on that list, to be one of our everyday heroes. What an honor. And later on, maybe not today, but later, because we want you to tune in again, we're going to tell you about certain prizes we're going to offer for certain things you'll do, even for things you won't do. Sometimes we'll pay for the restraint. Go get them, Allison.
So basically, TheRealStanley.com is your all-access pass to Stanley. But right now, we're going to get into the questions. So Hulk NYC wants to know what your new website is all about. Why is this site coming out right now?
Well, in one word, it's about fun. It's about us relating to each other, me telling you things, hopefully, that you didn't know but would love to know, and you giving me, maybe even an Allison, a lot of feedback and telling us what you want on the site. But don't tell us too much, because I've got the whole thing figured out, and it's going to be brilliant. You have no idea the surprises we have lined up for you.
It's going to be great, yeah.
It is already.
It is.
I can almost hear them cheering out there.
Now, obviously, there's going to be a lot more content added to the site over the next couple of days, couple of weeks. It's brand new. I think it just launched yesterday.
I think it launched like 5 minutes ago.
5 minutes ago. This is it. This is the launch. So you're a part of history, like we said. Okay, so Stan,
wonder if it'll be a national holiday. You know, Stan Lee's launch day.
I like it. February 8th.
Kids will stay home from school. That'll make up for the fact I've been very disappointed.
Uh-oh.
On my birthday, would you believe it, the post offices are still open? The kids still have to go to school on my birthday. Well, we'll talk about that later. That's going to be another thing we're going to remedy when we get together.
We should all write into Congress together.
Absolutely.
To have. When is your birthday's in December?
December. We just missed it. December 28th.
Well,
and the schools were still open. Oh,
Ugh.
horrible.
That's awful. We'll get that fixed. Okay, so Stan Fan wants to know, what are the new POW projects coming up? What can you tell us about that?
Well, you know, I've got this company called POW Entertainment. Yes. That's P-O-W exclamation point. You need the exclamation point so they won't think it stands for prisoner of war.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm sure you've all figured out by now that POW, P-O-W, stands for, get this, Purveyors of Wonder. And what else could it be? So, at POW Entertainment, we have so many things. Thinking you might ask me, I even wrote them down because I don't want to miss one. One of the things we're going to put out, we have already Stan Lee comics starring the Mighty Seven, a new group of heroes that I've created, and these heroes are it's the first reality comic book. Just like there are reality TV shows, there are going to be real people in this adventure comic book. I'm one of them. I'm one of the stars of the story. Despite my well-known modesty and shyness and never wanting to be, you know, out in the forefront, I'm in this book, as well as some other people you'll be surprised to meet.
Yeah.
That is the Mighty Seven.
Wonderful.
And there are going to be 6 issues during 2012. What is that?
That's
2012.
Yes.
2012. I'm very good with numbers. Then, have I told you about Romeo and Juliet, the war?
Ooh, I have heard rumors about this.
Well, so you're a girl, so
Yes.
you'd be excited. It's the world's greatest romance. But for the boys, we have set this wonderful graphic novel 200 years in the future, and it's not only about the romance between Romeo and Juliet, it's about the war between cybernetic characters and medically enhanced characters, and it's one of the most adventurous and yet romantic and beautifully written and drawn stories you have ever seen. It's on sale now, and it's a book this size, a graphic novel, probably the most beautiful graphic novel that's ever been done. I don't want to sound like I'm bragging. I'm trying to hold myself back. So let's get on to the next thing.
It's basically a sci-fi version of Romeo and Juliet.
I don't like you putting things better than I did.
Oh, sorry.
We'll talk later.
You were much more excited about it.
But it is a sci-fi version of the greatest love story ever told, Romeo and Juliet. Then we segue into, believe it or not, we're doing Stan Lee's Kids Universe.
Ooh.
And that's a series of children's books, traditional and digital titles.
Because every kid these days has their own iPad.
Years ago, I used to do comics for kids. Now, I don't know how many of you are familiar with Heckle and Jekyll or Mighty Mouse. Those were Paul Terry cartoons. I used to write those comic books. I yearn for the days of talking to innocent little children again and setting them on the right path, literary-wise. So we're doing that. It's Stan Lee's Kids Universe.
Nice.
I call it Stan Lee's so people won't think it belongs to someone else. Before you can even finish getting excited about Stan Lee's Kids Universe, we segue into Stan Lee's World of Heroes.
Oh, this is your YouTube channel.
It's on YouTube, and we're doing it in partnership with Michael Eisner's company, Vugaroo. Michael Eisner, you know, used to be the head of the Walt Disney Company. Vugaroo is his new company. You're going to find more things that excite you on the Stan Lee's World of Heroes. I'm not going to tell you any more. Little by little, as you tune in here, you'll be learning more about it. Right. But there's so much more. I got to keep going. We also are developing a Chinese, an Indian, and a South American Latino superhero. It's time for the American and the English-speaking world to pay homage to the Chinese, to the Indian, and to the Latino heroes that we're going to create. So if you think you like Spider-Man, wait till you meet these other ones that we've got, and they're in the works now. You'll learn more about them as you come. What's the name of our site again?
TheRealStanLey.com.
Yeah, it's so hard to remember as you come back to TheRealStanLey.com. And there's more. How lucky can you be? There's still more.
There's a lot more.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Did I tell you about our live action show?
Oh, you had mentioned this.
We have a live action show like the Spider-Man Broadway show, but it's even bigger. It's going to open up in Macau in the Orient. It was the only place we could get a theater big enough. It's called Yin and Yang, the Power of Tao.
Oh, wow.
T-A-O. So you can tell there's a lot Eastern and Oriental about this thing. But it's the only show, live action, where the audience is part of the show. I can't tell you more. It is so original. It's going to absolutely change entertainment for all time to come. Making it better, of course. I don't want you to get the wrong idea.
Obviously.
All right, and then next, we are launching...
the site.
Oh, this is the next thing right here. What you're doing. That's what I'm supposed to talk about. TheRealStanLey.com.
Yes.
Don't ever go to the fake Stanley.
No,
And
that one's boring.
According to what was written here, it is Stan's own community website.
Yep.
And what is it developed by?
Developed with Equal. The official
How do you
online
spell
hub.
equal?
EQAL.
We have
Forget
our own
that
way of
U.
spelling it.
Yes.
Go ahead. with
And
equal.
is the official online hub for everything Stanley.
Everything Stanley. How lucky can you be to be privy to